And this is where we meet Ben Whittaker's competitive side. October Red Boxing here with the Olympian, the silver medalist that has now signed with Sky Sports Boxer. Congratulations. You've never been on the channel before, so a massive welcome to you. You are a fellow West Midlands person, so we've got to give you that VIP treatment.
It's only right.
It absolutely is. It's a shame your dad's not here, actually, because I would have loved to have dragged him on camera, you know.
I know he's supposed to be on his way. I don't really know where he's gone. He probably stopped off at Dixie Chicken or something. You know what I mean? But he's supposed to be on his way, but we'll see.
But we're gonna take it right back. We're gonna go back to before the Olympics, just to get to know a little bit about you, because you are a showman, and I get it. You kind of like creating an image before you walk through that pro ring. But I want to strip the layers back, and I want our viewers to get to know you a little bit. So talk to us about your journey into boxing.
That's a good one, yeah. So my journey into boxing was hyperactive kid, bouncing off the walls, always getting in trouble at school, parents fighting with the kids, stuff like that, you know what I mean? I was diagnosed with ADHD, so my mum said to my dad, you have to do something with him because I can't do nothing. So she took me down, my dad took me down to the gym to do boxing, get discipline, of course, and just to, you know, get my dad's approval or whatever. I said, you know what, I'm gonna say to the coach I want to fight. So the coach was like, anyone want to fight on the home show next week? And I said, yeah, I'll do it. So I did my medical, did my weight, everything. Come home and said, oh, Dad, I'm fighting next week. I had no boots or nothing. I had nothing. I come home and said, I'm boxing Friday. And my dad was like, what do you mean? Like, if you get all marked up, your mom's going to go mad at me. I said, well, it's one of them, innit? So we went to TK Maxx and I bought some Dunlop boxing boots.
Oh, wow.
It was critical. I bought some Dunlop boxing boots from TK Maxx and I had to borrow someone's shorts. It was massive, like 3/4. Put them on. I didn't really know what was going on, if I'm honest. It was just like a spar. But it was a kid from my school who was like in year 11. I was in year 7. And my dad got it on video. I looked at the camera and said, hey, there's a kid from my school over there. And to me, I thought, I can't go to school getting clapped up. So I performed good, beat up the kid. And then my dad was like, oh, you're pretty good. So then my dad took it serious, took me into the garden, started drilling and stuff like that. And then I was on and off him because like I was hyper, playing football, school, all that type of rubbish. And I got to about 15, 16, and my dad sit me down and said, it's between the two now, football or boxing. But I'm not going to lie, you're rubbish at football. So I said, well, you know, thanks for that. You know what I mean? So I went into my boxing and I'm here now.
So we talk about that, like from the beginning. What was it with boxing that drew you to it? Like you said, you were hyperactive, your parents didn't want you getting into trouble. But you could have done football. Okay, Dad says you weren't good at it. But what draws you to boxing? What is it about boxing?
It's one of those, like I said, it's just like a Sunday school thing for me. My dad said, boxing's just like school, you have to keep going, even if you don't like it, you're going. So it was just like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I knew I was going to be at the gym. And then it got to that thing where I was like, I'm just used to it, got like a routine and things like that. But like when you're playing football, you could have your best game and lose. I didn't like that, you know what I mean? So like, I was rubbish, but in my head, I was playing like Roberto Carlos or something. I was passing the ball, I felt like good. So I'd play a game, and Dad would say, how did you get on? I said, I lost. He's like, you know what I mean? Where boxing, I'd get in there, and if I won, it was down to myself. If I lost, it was down to myself, and I liked that. So 15, 16, when I started understanding that, I thought, I've got the control to win or lose in boxing, where football I haven't. So I thought that's what pushed me into the direction of boxing.
I like that because it's kind of like you're already willing to take personal responsibility. Because like you said, in football, it's a team effort. You might have performed really well, but at the end of the day, if somebody in the team slips up, everyone loses.
Exactly.
But boxing, it's on you.
Unless you got some dodgy judges, but there's always a chance to knock them out. Do you know what I mean? There's always something you can do in boxing to push it in your favour. Where as a footballer, especially me, a right back who had no idea what I was doing, I couldn't do anything, so I didn't like it. So like you said, you've got your own life and own things in your hands in boxing, which I like.
And something that you've touched on as well, a competitive nature. When did that start? Because it was sort of like, you said the kid in year 11, that first bout, he's like, I'm not going back to school getting clapped up.
Yeah.
Where does that competitive nature come from?
That just comes from my house, you know. It's always like, we used to have like FIFA tournaments, me, my dad and my brother. And I remember the one time, we was all playing, I beat my dad, beat my brother, and we was doing like a tally all the way to the final. My brother beat me on the final. And I was so angry, I got the Argos book and hit him in his nose and broke his nose. And like, that just shows the type of person I am. I hated the loss, and like we always used to wind each other up if I lost, or if I beat them, we'd wind them up. And it's just the house we live in. It's, you want to be the winner of the house. You want to walk around and go, yeah, man, I'm the champ, and that's what it is. And I've took that through school. Like I was, like I said, I was rubbish at football, but if we were playing five-a-side, I made sure I picked the best team so I was winning. If I'm playing table tennis, I'd find a way to win. If I was doing volleyball, whatever it was, I found a way to win. And I'm just a winner at heart, and I love to win, and that's what I'm in boxing to do, is win. You know what I mean?
So you end up on GB. When did they realise, you know what, this kid's talented?
I remember, because I was like hungry, I wanted to do everything, so like I only had about 20 fights or something like that, but I used to sign up for all the talent days, everything. I used to call everybody for sparring, turn up to gyms to spar, things like that. And I remember, get the noise down, will you? Yeah. But I used to sign up for everything, and then I remember I got into this thing called GB Emerging Talent. I was like 16, and it was like the best youths coming out of like GB. So I went down there and I sparred a kid called Chris Congo. And like, I was quite juicy, I looked quite good. And one of the head coaches there called Mark Greffery or something like that, a Scottish coach. He was like, how many fights you had? I thought, oh, you had like 25 or something like that, won the youth, this, that. And he goes, you'll be an Olympic medalist, this, that. And I said, oh, you know, so I called my dad. I said, oh, so-and-so said this. And then like, they brought my dad up to talk to my dad, like told him how good I was, this, that. And then next thing you know, the year after that, we got the assessment to get on the squad. Found out I could get paid, so I made sure I got on the squad. And then that's all she wrote, really. I got on the squad and never looked back.
Your dad seems to be somebody that you keep bringing into this. And, you know, I've spoke to your dad, and he's an absolutely amazing man. The importance of him and how he's helped you through your career to obviously get you to where you are now, turning over pro. How important is that to have that role model in your life?
It's a combination of things, really. So I've got like my mum, she don't really know what's going on, but bless her, she wants the best for me. I've got my dad, who always, no matter what, he works 2 jobs, but he'll sacrifice his time for me. I've got Joby Klein, who's my godfather, and he used to give me free membership to the gym that was too expensive for us, do you know what I mean? And he bought my first pair of gloves, him and Kurt Walker, so they always used to guide me. And I've got a good team around me now. I've got my management team, so it's not just me, it's the accumulation of people around me. And one of my main role models is my brother. He's a Royal Marine, and his story kind of pushed me in the direction I am now, because he used to play for Birmingham City, then he moved to Rangers, and just every team wanted him basically. Then he fell onto the wrong path, started going out with the wrong people. Then my mum said, listen, your brother looks up to you, so you need to do something. So he joined the Royal Marines, and it's a good job, of course, doing what he's doing, but it's not the job he could have done playing football. So now he looks back and he shoulda, woulda, coulda. And it's kind of a thing that's opened up my eyes now. He had the talent and didn't pursue what he could have done. I have the talent and I'm pursuing it. So that's kind of my role model, because I don't want to let him down as well.
And that is such wise words coming from the younger brother. Sometimes, you know, the older ones are there, they fail. They don't do things the way they should do, and you're kind of like there in the shadows.
But his mistake opened up what I've got inside of me, because I could have easily fell down that path as well. I'm going, oh, we could have went, Ben Whittaker's got talent, but...
You hear the stories all the
you
time.
hear it all the time, but sadly, it happened to my brother and it's opened up me, so no matter what I do, I'll always bring him through.
You seem to have a lot of key male role models, which is so important, especially like you said, when you're growing up, you can easily slip off, fall apart and whatever, but you've had those there pushing you, whether it's through example or wise words that have taken you all the way through to where you are now.
Yeah.
You are a silver medal Olympian, a great achievement. I remember watching it on the TV and you were pissed that you didn't get gold. And quite a lot of people have things to say about that, but I get it. You've just sat here and explained your personality in a nutshell. You're competitive. There is no second place.
No, definitely not.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things about it. Like I said, I come out in the interview and say, you don't win gold, you lose it, kind of thing. But the thing is, a lot of people don't see the backstory. So I had a bad shoulder for 3 years. I could have easily come out in the interview after, oh, you know, my shoulder, but I just held it down and said I'm a failure, which I thought I was. But there's just so many things. At the back of it, I congratulated my opponent, shook their hands, this, that. They didn't see that part. Secondly, it's just weird, this Olympics. Have you ever seen anybody have to put the medal on themselves? All the Olympics, they get it handed to them. They put it on to them because it was COVID. You have to put it on yourself. I didn't feel comfortable putting it on because I lost, so that's why I held it and put it in my pocket. But nobody's seen that part. So there's so many things to it. But like I said, looking back, I could have handled it different, of course. But me being the person I am, I don't think I would have. I'm happy the way I did it because that's me. And that's just the way I am. And like I said, I'm a winner, so I can't celebrate that. But looking back at it, I walk down the road and people know me now. Oh, have you got the medal? I say, I haven't got it. My mum or dad's got it. But people knock the door, they come and ask for photos, things like that. So it's good. And like when I was in here, the man who owns Jim Anthony, his little kid came, oh, I saw you on the TV, can I take a photo with a medal? So it's nice for the kids, it's nice for the next generation, but for me being who I am, I just wasn't satisfied.
But it's good that you can reflect on that and see the importance of how other people see it, to say, you know what, I kind of get why people might have said that.
You can get it, but it's just like,
it's
put
just
yourself
the
in
way.
my shoes, and at the end of the day, everyone can have their opinion. I don't really care about their opinion.
You can't.
Really. Do you know what I mean? It's all about myself and my family, and the gold medal could have changed the sign on a bit more. You never know, and that's all I had in my head. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's all said and done now, and I don't really dwell on the amateurs past. Just gave me the platform I've got now, and all I care about is world titles now.
So strategically, you've worked through, you've done the graft, you've been the amateur, you've gone to the Olympics, you are an Olympian.
Yeah.
The natural progression, if this is your choice, is then to turn pro. What made you choose a boxer to sign with? That is because there's so much out there.
Yeah.
There's so much glitz and glamour, and I'd say Matchroom and Boxer, Sky Sports Boxer are the two key ones at the moment. So why Boxer?
I say money talks, baby. You know what I mean? But now, on a serious note, I had everybody coming out of the woodwork. So man, it was a privilege, and I was quite honoured because I always say I felt like I was a star and this, that. But you hear stories where people come out of the Olympics and nobody really wants them, or just the sign on for free type of thing, where I was coming out and the money thrown at me. I'm not saying we broke or this, that, but the house we live in, money's not growing trees for us, we have to work for it. So when I'm getting those type of offers, I was like, whoa, I'm about to go to Trotters and buy everything, Rolex down to my elbows, you know what I mean? But like I said, it was a privilege, but the platform Sky could offer and the deal they put in place for me, things like that, it's just a no-brainer really. So for the point I am in my career, I thought it was just a good one. So my UK fans can get behind me, they can see me on normal TV, I'll be around, and that's it really. And they've still got the crossover with Top Rank where I could maybe go over there, so it was a no-brainer, it ticks 2 boxes, and for the point of my career now it's made sense.
It definitely does, and like I said, you're quite methodical in what you're doing. A roadmap then that has been written out for you, you know, we can't talk about debut opponents or anything in detail like that, but the roadmap that Boxer Sky Sports have set up for you, how do you find that, and do you see that then ticking more boxes? Because like I said, you're quite progressive in your mindset and you want to do this, you want to get through that next stage.
Exactly, in my mind, you can never say never, but in my mind, it sounds bad, but the British is nothing to me, so I want to win it as fast as possible. So like my first 3 fights, my management's here with me now, and they're looking at me probably thinking, what's the other about, man? I want to move them at the right pace, but I believe in my skills, and someone like a Dan Aziz at light heavyweight, that's some light work, man. So I'd run through him real quick, and then I'll go on to his world honest, you know what I mean? It's either I do it the traditional way, the European, Commonwealth, all that type of stuff, or I get that, win it outright, do that, or I can get it, pass it on, and go straight to the world titles. The world's my oyster, really. I'm still 24, and people keep saying to me, oh, Galal Yafai, he's my boy, Galal Yafai, he's moved fast. He's moved fast, he's doing this. He's 30 years old or 29, I'm 24. Secondly, you have to think I'm a light heavyweight where one shot can change the fight. Bless Galal, what is he, a flyweight? Like, they can take shots all day, so it's completely 2 different things. So I'm in my own lane, and I'm moving at my pace. But like I said, Britain, it's a 100-meter sprint, man. I'll run through that as quick as possible.
Ambitious, and kind of like there's a bit of spite in there with it. We can see that, you know, you really want to bring smoke to the game, which is what we need. The light heavyweight division.
That's a cigar, man.
The light heavyweight division in the UK is popping. It is popping. There's some good talent there. Some fighters don't seem to.
I'm going to ask you a question. You're not on camera, but name somebody in the light heavyweight division that moves and got speed like me. Exactly. We'll move on to the next question.
You didn't give us time to digest.
There's no time to digest.
You're
if you look at
sticking it on
everybody,
me.
they can bang.
Yep.
Yeah, they can bang.
Yep.
They've got size, yes. they can probably come forward, come back, but no one's dynamic like me, no one's got speed like me, no one can move like me. So, and like you seen today, when I was hitting the pads, I can punch too. So that's what I want to bring into the game. In the amateurs, it was 3 rounds, 3 minutes. I had my little injury, so I got through with my skill, looking all juicy and stuff. But now I'm going to sit down on my punches. I'll have 12 rounds to really hurt them, and that's what I want to do.
12 rounds. You're going to have a little while before you jump into those 12 rounds.
But in camp, I'll be doing 12 rounds, even 15 sometimes. So when I do these 6, 8, 10s and stuff like that, it's nothing, it's a breeze to me.
You've just touched on something there, actually, sparring partners. Who have you sparred, or can you even talk about that, like names that you've sparred?
I've sparred too many really, but like one of my good friends who's on my management, Bwats, I used to spar him a lot. Like when he was getting ready for the Olympics, I was sparring him. Then when I was getting ready for the Olympics, he sparred me, so that was good. But like I've been around the world, I've sparred everybody. I've sparred Americans, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, you name it, I've done it. So all that's in the data bank, all that's in my mind. So when I come across those styles, I'm laughing really.
And finally, we're going to touch on, before I leave you, with some words to give the future, because at the end of the day, people are going to look back on this year's time. You're a world champion, and they'll see how you started. But in relation to choosing a team, then you've obviously gone with 258. That is your management team. You've chosen Boxer Sky Sports as your promoter and obviously your distributor for airtime. How about coaches, and what makes you choose? What is the right coach for you? How do you make that decision?
Yeah, so the right coach for me is just someone who's gonna learn me really. You know what I mean? Like I see a lot of coaches on Instagram, YouTube, who do all the flashy, oh, let's get the foam out and roll your head around and this, that, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, you need to break stuff down. And I've got my godfather, Joe McLean, who's been with me since a kid. And then I'm bringing in Sugar Hill as well, who's just been experiencing those big fights, you know what I mean? The other day, what was it, 95,000 or something like that with Fury. So he's been in those situations, so I'm laughing, I'm ticking 2 boxes. I've got Joe who's the Cuban crank star, then I've got Sugar Hill, who's a knockout artist, so what can I say, man? Then I got my dad, I'll put the body pad on him and I can just punch him around the ring for a little bit, so.
Yeah, Dad's got to be there for sure. How did you know that you was going to get on with, because obviously you choose your coach, but it's like a pair of shoes, and not every size, whatever shoe size you are, fits naturally.
Yeah.
So how do you make that choice to say, yeah, I like that coach, but are we going to gel?
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's not only that, I don't want to be too big-headed thinking they have to work for me. I want to go there and do they want to work with me? Does my style click with them? So I don't want to start saying I've been with this and that, but just know I've been everywhere really who's a high coach standard to add to my team. And it just didn't click really. Some of them was just like, some of their philosophies was like, all you need to do is get fit. And I was like, everybody's fit, I need to learn. Then some people had too many, so he was kind of like just adding into the team, and I didn't like that, where I've got Joby who's always going to be there for me, then I've got Sugar who was Tyson Fury, and then just me, so it just made sense. And not only that, he can come over here where most people would have to go over there, stay over there, get an apartment over there. There's a lot of money for fighting 6 rounds. Now I ain't got that type of money yet.
And no doubt, I'm sure you'll be on more than enough soon. So then finally then, a voice for your fans, you know, people to get behind you. There's somebody in an amateur gym now, you know, somebody that's hyperactive, somebody that's got ADHD, someone that's getting into trouble at school. What advice would you give to that young Ben Whittaker to literally push them onto the right path?
The first thing I'd say is don't dye your hair and use castor oil, man, because my sides are looking a bit, you know, a bit thin right now.
I'm sure you can get transplants.
But what I'd say is, I was never actually the best in the gym. So like I used to spar and get battered when I was a kid. I used to cry, this, that. But what I did was I made sure I turned up the next day. You know what I mean? There's some spars where I got completely punched all over the ring, nose bleeding, this, that. But I come back to the ring and I made sure that 1% the next time I was better. And like where some kids, if they have a bad spar, a bad fight, they lose, you don't see them again. And that used to happen in my gym all the time. Those kids probably 10 times better than me, but I said, all right then. Well, this was one thing I used to do. I used to finish the championships. Say if it was a quarter final, I'd win the quarter final, I'd come home and go straight on a 5-mile run. And my dad was like, what are you doing that for? I said, it's just to know that I've got some extra step in my game, you know.
Stay ready.
Even though I'm flashy, that the work I put in makes me flashy because I know what I've put in. So I can talk a bit of rubbish because I know I can back it up. And that's all I can say to the kids is fight with your heart and listen to your coaches and believe in God, and you can't go wrong.
And on that note, October Red Boxing with Ben Whittaker, congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you out soon.
Thank you very much.
Now she wanna call. 23, no Jordan, baby. All I do is ball.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.